Good evening, VIP members. I'd like to do a video here. This is the third video. Just some of the stocks that are in play, some of the things that we've been involved with for a couple of days, and some of the things that fizzled, and some of the things that are potential candidates. I just think it's very important. My background is in teaching. It's just to go through and explain some of the nuances of charts. So we're going to start off right with Boeing. Boeing has a clean and simple, and I say that a lot. In fact, there it is on the chart. Just a clean and simple downward sloping trend line, and it lifted off that line and off the 20-day and the 8-day right there. And look at the volume that day, and it's grinding up. Big Dow stock moving up nicely. How long is it going to continue? I don't know. We don't need to know. We get in line with what is. Anyway, I wanted to show you Boeing. BABA we covered on the max list stocks. Baidu, First Solar. I'd like to show you this one. This was one that we got into last week. Popped up through these tops on heavy volume. Went up and closed strong. Today it gaps up and it starts to fall. This to me is a big red flag in this respect. It took out the lows from Friday, and it did it on fairly heavy volume. What's the plus? It did it on less volume than it went up on. But it fell and took out those lows, and it's come down to the 8-day. We sold a little bit off, as was noted. Why? Because I don't want any big problems. Good stocks don't do this. They do this. They don't do that. Netflix we've talked about in the other room. Here's another one. NVIDIA. NVIDIA lifted off. This is nice. Clean and simple base right here. It started to go right here, right near these tops. Really didn't have any volume though. But then the next day, it takes off on volume right there. Look at the volume. They voted. Taking out these tops. And off it goes. Is it going to continue? It should, but we get in line with what is. It's nice to see it going up on heavy volume. SQ's been good for us, and it's just grinding up the moving average. When will it stop? I don't know. But I'd like to show you something really interesting. Right here, at first glance, somebody would say, oh, that's a bad bar. Look at that. This is a problem. It closes strong on really heavy volume, and the next day it gaps down and goes and falls and then closes. But look at this, folks. It closes in the top half or third of its range for the day. That's just what you want to see on heavy volume. They didn't sell it. They supported it. Today, it gaps up a little bit and tails up. Now, it didn't close as strong today. We'll have to watch it. It's walking up the 8-day. We let it trend until it stops. Tesla was discussed in the previous video, and it's trending nicely. I'm going to get to some of these other stocks down here. Here we go. TER. We picked this up Friday. Why? I'll show you why. How it closed. Right there. Closed super strong. Today it gaps down on heavy volume. That's a big negative. When a stock closes near its highs and gaps down on even heavier volume, that is a big red negative for me, and we took it flat. Did we lose? Yes. Did we lose much? No. But we lost. But we limited losses. MYOK is going sideways. Good group. Hasn't triggered yet. One to watch. Bausen moving on up. American Depository Receipts grinding on up the 8-day. We're not in this, but it's a nice trend. MMSI needs to take out these tops right here, going across that line. It hasn't done it yet. But you know what I like? I like how it went up on heavy volume, and now it's consolidating on the 8-day on less volume. Yelp is trying to get going, and it can't. It's right on the 20-day, and we can see if it lifts off. UCTT. Look at those tops right there. Going across this line right here, and look at the volume. I say this all the time. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. And guess what? They've been voting. Now, am I telling you to buy it here? No, I'm not going to say that. It's extended. You want to buy it in here. Taking out these tops, not way up there, even down here. But we don't chase. We let it go. Applied Materials had a downward sloping trend line right here, and it's lifting off. Will it continue? That I don't know, but it's grinding nicely up the 8-day. Leading stocks, leading groups. MKSI took off. Had some good days in here, had a good day on volume, and then today lifted off on heavy volume across the tops. Leading stocks, leading groups. Kohu gaps up. Leading stocks, leading groups. In fact, I can even flip it and say this. Leading groups, leading stocks. Semiconductors. NVMI, grinding on up. It's also on the bill list. Good volume today. Extended right now. AEIS, nice base right there, going across. Good volume Friday, and today it follows through on heavy volume. Leading groups, leading stocks. Ollie's looks like it wants to get going, but it's a little choppy here. Perhaps it'll start to march. OLLI. This is one pause for concern for me. Skyworks, leading group, leading stocks. Has great volume on Friday and breaks above these tops and closes strong on heavy volume. Gaps up today and reverses down on heavy volume. I don't like to see that. We'll see what it does, but it's just a small red flag. SBAC's lifting off the 8-day. ATHM, Auto Home, going sideways. Right here it goes up on heavy volume. Pulls back on less volume. Has a quiet day. It needs to push above these tops on volume. Ultra Clean Holdings, leading groups, leading stocks, marching on up. Nice to see. Don't chase it up here though. The time to buy it's in here. Right in here, not up here. NVMI, leading group, leading stock, just grinding on up. Nice volume today. It's nice to see, but we don't chase it. ANET was on the list last night also. Gaps up and follows through. Now, am I going to tell you to buy it here? No, the spot to buy is either here or here. Don't chase it up here. And I think back to the top with the Dow. That's a big market wrap view for you on some of the stocks that were moving around today. Just wanted to share it with you. Thank you.